Okay, so for my case study, I had chose Milestone in Public Health, which focused on addiction through tobacco use and just different types of drugs. For step one, gather background information. I had gathered that addiction affects the health of people as well as their families. Through public health, having an addiction to drugs will not only affect the person it is happening to, but negatively and emotionally affect kids, families, and friends. For step two, analyze the current situation. The thought of having an addiction to drugs originally started in the 1800s. They thought it started from a coca plant, which was like the first ingredients to like drugs, starting tobacco and all those things. People who have became addicted to drugs before the age of 21 have a less chance of being able to overcome their addiction behavior. For step three, prioritize the issues. There's a lot of issues when it comes to addiction, but the main one was basically people getting addicted to drugs before the age of 21, which will affect them in the long term because they don't know how to control it and it's bad for you. So even though drugs are bad at the age of 21, but once you get to the age of 21, you should be able to control it a little better than while you're young. The addiction of taking drugs or drinking while driving affects other people as well as causing injuries and death to innocent people. People become more tolerant about drugs and start to get more from many places. Step four, analyze alternatives. For first alternative was a case solution for addiction to stop selling drugs, enforce a law for it to be illegal for everyone, even older than 21. I had thought this was a good alternative because addiction is a problem, and that's why if you see like a lot of homeless people like on the street and stuff, a lot of them are like addicted to certain things, which causes them to like move differently or go a little crazier. So I thought that enforcing a law that like just preventing all drugs would help with addiction. Also, figure out the main problem of why drugs are needed. Some people use drugs to help them feel better or because they're sad or cope with certain things which cause the addiction. So maybe talking to them and finding out where it started to prevent where it started so they won't have to look for drugs can also help. Also, attending classes and going to rehab. Provide recommendations. Some recommendations was that enforce health educations in school and homes and communities. I know that health education was enforced in my middle school, but not in high school. Yeah, so I had learned about health, like drugs, sex, all that in middle school. So maybe enforcing it more like in college and high school because people really don't know like the effects and the causes and effects about what can happen when trying to get into drugs and taking drugs. Also, treatment programs and counseling. Step six, establish a plan. So the plan that I established is that people who become addicted to any substance before the age of 21 have a less chance of being able to break the cycle of addiction. Colleges and different organizations are finding ways to speak to the younger generation about drugs and addictions because it is unsafe and harmful to us. Since the 1800s, addictions have been a problem in the public health community, which is leading to physical and emotional harm to younger and older people. Also, everyone around them today, about 4.4 million women are alcoholics or have an addiction to drugs that are younger and older that over the age of 21. So, I think that with the action plan, this is to maybe enforce installing something in them that allows them to know drugs are not good because there is a lot of people that are younger that are around my age that I see drink and stuff and they don't stop because they're addicted to it. For the finalized report, I believe that addiction has still not been prevented completely, and is still an issue in public health today. Passing the law that you have to be 21 or older to legally be legal may have worked better back then before things have gotten worse. Today, more people are addicted to drugs, and it is easy for them to access. Yes, I think it is easy for them to access because I see like a lot of younger people just able to get drugs from here. Certain people are starting to sell it, and it also can be unsafe because they can be lacing it, mixing it to where it's even more harmful, which gets you more addicted, which can lead to like cancer or passing away or anything bad to your body. People are getting introduced to it as little as middle school, and it is only getting worse as they age. We need to take action in enforcing the law more and getting people more help because it can affect their life long term.